Good morning, good morning, good morning. How you doing on this beautiful morning? It's Kev B.E. coming back to you live, Mr. Believe, from beautiful sunny South Florida. And today what we're going to talk about, man, is accountability. Being accountable in many ways is, many people think that they're accountable, that they can be counted on, but accountability comes in many different shapes and forms, man. And if you're a really accountable person, you're a person who always looks to find out what you could have done better in any situation. Whether you were right or wrong in a situation, you're always somebody who can find and take account for your contribution, because you always have a contribution to the situation. There's always something that you could have said more clearly or given a little bit more effort in. There's always something that you could have done to produce an outcome that is a little bit more fruitful. So I'll give you an example. I had a situation where one of my clients, we have cameras in the station where my guys stay, and it's a guard gate, so there's a laptop, and in the laptop, depending on where you face it, it can be sort of faced in a direction where you're not totally facing the door. So you can almost like have your back to the door if you're facing the laptop, or you could move the laptop a little bit and then you'd be able to see the cars coming at the same time. And what we were supposed to do at this gatehouse, we're checking in residents to the gatehouse, you know, making sure guests are on the guest list. If they're not on the guest list, then we have to, you know, get the verification, things like that. So after some time of being there, you get to know pretty much who the residents are, frequent guests are, so you don't necessarily have to go through the same process with each guest. So the process with each guest is, okay, where are you going? I mean, what's the address? Who are you coming to see? And what's your name? When they give us that information, we look up the address. We find the guest that are trying to make sure that that person's a part of that particular address. Then we look for their name on the guest list. If their name is there, we click on the name. If they should have a photo ID in the system. If there's no photo ID, then we take the ID, take the picture, and then proceed to let the guest in and document their tag. So that process could take about anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes. And if you're in a hurry, or, you know, if you've been there multiple times, you don't want to keep going through that process. So sometimes you might just open the door, recognize the person. Sometimes you just ask, hey, what's the address again? Just to make sure, just to get through you know, the nuances of it, just to make sure you're doing your part, just do your due diligence. But sometimes you might just open, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I see you, man. And then you document it. So on this particular day, the client was watching the camera, and my guy was there, and he was on the computer. Now, whatever he was doing on the computer, he was so engulfed in it that it took him a couple of seconds to realize that somebody pulled up behind him at the door. So he had to turn around. He looked, he saw the person. He didn't open the door. He just pressed the button and let him in. The client definitely had a complaint about this, and was like, hey, I'm paying this guy to sit here. The least he could do is get up and greet the person, maybe even walk around sometimes. You know, and he started going into this rant, of course, because he's paying for a service. So, you know, when you talk to the guy, and I talked to him, and he's like, yeah, man, but I know the person. Like, you should just let him know, like, look, I'm not just going to do that to anybody, this and that. And he had a whole excuse. And I just said all that story to say, because I told this guy the same thing. I said, look, man, I'm not questioning the fact that you don't do your job, but you have to take account and accountability for that particular time that you're on camera. You didn't do your full job. The least you could have done was open the door, maybe wave at the guy to acknowledge him, and then, you know, proceeded to open the gate. But just doing it like that, it does look bad. It's half-assed. If there's somebody to come in that never knew you from Adam, all of a sudden you come in and you're doing that, it's not good. It's not good. Doesn't matter how many times somebody comes or how many times somebody does that. When somebody's paying for a service, they expect that same service every single time. When you go to McDonald's or you go to wherever you frequent to eat at, just because you've been there 50 times doesn't mean that you want your meal prepared any less quality, right? You expect the same grade A quality every single time you go, no matter how many times you go. You don't want the chef in the back to say, oh, I ain't gonna really, man, let me just throw this thing together, man. He been here 100 times, he get it. You know what I'm saying? He been here a million times, he get it. No, it doesn't work that way. So you have to be able to see where, even in those instances where you may feel justified, like, hey man, it's not that big of a deal, or, you know, I knew the person, but at the onset, there's always that I like to call it the survival mode. Whenever someone comes to you and they bring up something to your attention that you may have done wrong, it's human instincts to now defend yourself quickly. Oh, but hey, wait, but of course I do. Calm down. I always tell people, just calm down, relax. It's not that serious, but you could have done this to prevent that. You know, we don't want it to lead to something serious in the future. So just make sure you're dotting your I's and you're crossing your T's. Just take accountability for what you could have done. Were you wrong in that situation? Yes. In the grand scheme of things, is it detrimental to your job? Do you feel like you should have been complained about or whatever? Because, you know, employees, they're sensitive people. We're all sensitive employees. Nobody likes to be told you're doing a bad job. Nobody likes to be told that you could do this or do that. But I urge us, and I'm talking to me included, I urge us that when someone comes to you with a correction, don't always take it from a place of it's a personal attack on you. They just want a certain level of service and they're holding you to a certain standard. So you should almost take it as, instead of an insult, but as a compliment, because I believe you're so great. When I see such things, I think you can do better. So I'm bringing this to you to say that you can do better. Don't automatically, oh man, come on man, ain't that big. Let's embrace the correction. Let's embrace it, because it's only gonna create in us a stronger confidence. I was listening to something this morning on Headspace. I'll click the link. If you want to join me on Headspace in the mornings, I do my meditations every morning. You can click the link below, get some Headspace. Where they had this video talking about confidence and how true confidence is bred through vulnerability. Because, you know, some people walk around with this bravado, but deep down inside, they're shaking. They have this false sense of security. They don't want anybody to see who they really are, or how they truly feel about any subject, or how they truly feel about certain things. They gotta hide it, and they want to do it in secret and quiet. But somebody who is truly confident is vulnerable. You let it all out. This is me. This is who I am. Accept me for who I am. I'm gonna be me. As naked as I am, butt booty. You don't like my blemishes. You don't like that a part of me, but this is me. That's true confidence. When you're able to be as vulnerable as possible and yet still have the confidence in yourself to keep going and pushing forward and pursuing whatever it is that you want to pursue. That is the true mark of confidence. And having that coupled with just really the drive to take accountability, because there's going to be that defense mechanism, but being mindful in the moment. Be mindful of how you feel. Be mindful and really check yourself and say, am I feeling this way because I'm just trying to defend myself right now because I'm feeling attacked? Or what they're saying valid? Does it make true sense? And what I like to say is remove yourself from the equation. Remove yourself. Be objective. If you were just on the outside looking in, watching this interaction, were you in that moment doing your best? Or were you giving what was required of you? And if you can truly, honestly say that you could have done better, was it one of those moments where you were just doing it because, oh, I've always been there? Then that's a moment where you could have done better. Because it's not in the times where you think you're supposed to be on point, but it's in those times when nobody's looking. It's in those times when it's not that important, that you continue to provide that top-notch level of service is where your breakthrough is going to come. That is where your next level is going to come. Always putting your best foot forward. Always taking accountability for how, because that's how you're going to grow. Ultimately, that is how you're going to grow. Taking accountability for every single aspect of your life. Whether somebody wronged you and they have wronged you, you know they've wronged you, but you take accountability for even allowing that person into your space. Maybe you should have made a better decision on either, well, like I spoke about on a previous video about your circle. Take accountability for that. Check out that, about what circle you keep, and also check out my last video that I spoke about accountability as well. This is Kev B.E., man. I'm going to catch y'all guys on the next one. Peace. Hey, I'm back, man. If you like these videos, you like the information that you're getting, remember to subscribe, like, share, and comment at the end of these videos, and let's talk about it. Peace.